Good morning, everyone. I'm Reverend Helen Vello. Welcome to the Global Truth Center Toronto, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for tuning in, or if you're watching later on in the archives. Our theme for August, yes, it is August already. Our theme is soaking up your good. Soaking up your good. As Ernest Holmes said, the truth is true wherever you find it. Remember, sugar is sweet, whether you find it in a sugar bowl or dustpan. I'm going to say that one more time. We can find our good anywhere we choose to, for the truth is true wherever you find it. Remember, sugar is sweet, whether you find it in a sugar bowl or dustpan. And our vision statement is love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. And that's why we come together, to start remembering, sometimes we forget in the world when things get crazy, we forget who we are. So, coming back into that place of your own spiritual authority, remembering who you are, then it's easy to love only and forgive everything. Yes, we do come together to remember that there is a creative, indestructible, absolute, self-existent cause back of all life. It is that sugar, whether it's in the sugar bowl or dustpan. So when we recognize that this is who we are, that we are part of this self-knowingness of creative energy that is flowing through us at every time, then we also remember we have the capacity to bring forth into the world of form the abundance of every good thing which you desire. Remembering that love is the sole impulse for creation, and no one can truly create what their heart desires without it. The whole universe is based upon love. And so from that place, we have two loving people with us this morning, the two N's, Nathan and Nick. We have our guest musician, Nathan Aswell, and our practitioner of the day, Nick Michelli. And I'm going to turn it over to Nathan for our opening song.
Thank you very much, Helen. Good morning, everyone.
You're welcome.
From Vancouver. I'd like to start us off this morning with a song of mine called Little by Little. Little by little, bit by bit, I'm getting to the heart of it. Little by little, love is guiding me home. With every step along this path, I feel a little lighter. With every lesson that I learn, I burn a little brighter. Little by little, bit by bit, I'm getting to the heart of it. Little by little, love is guiding me home. And every soul along this road is like a little mirror. In understanding you, I see myself a little clearer. Little by little, bit by bit, I'm getting to the heart of it. Little by little, love is guiding me home. Throughout this journey, I've been shown that I am not alone. Whoa. by little, bit by bit, I'm getting to the heart of it. Little by little, love is guiding me home. Little by little, love is guiding me home.
What a great song to start off with, and it's going to be perfect for me leading people into a little meditation. So thank you, Nathan. So if you just place your hands over your heart for a moment and think back to all those little moments in your life that have been so glorious, where you've felt like you've climbed the top of a mountain, you've accomplished something, you've shown up in a certain way, you've been something bigger than you've ever imagined before. And you start to stack up those moments, little by little, bit by bit. And you bring them all into your heart space, recognizing who we are truly, touching into that ultimate reality that is one of love, joy, peace, abundance, greatness, sweetness, kindness, harmonious. And little by little, bit by bit, as we're walking along our journey and we stack up those moments, it shifts our whole perception of how we see ourselves, how we see the world. And we're able to let go of those limiting beliefs that somehow we're not worthy, we're not good enough, we're not smart enough, we're not creative enough, wealthy enough, whatever enough. And we see that we are truly these incredible beings with so much potential. Because whatever we choose to think about ourselves and focus on determines the world that we see. And so we can shift our mind in a whole new direction and form a new pattern of being within this atmosphere that we live in that is pure potentiality. And so, little by little, bit by bit, stack up those moments and stand in the fullness and the truth of who you are. Knowing that we are the incarnation of the one spirit. And we stand for the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to ourselves and life to all. This is a continuous stream of truth that is run through all the great spiritual and philosophical teachings from times of antiquity. So, little by little, bit by bit, as we accept our light within this infinite, creative power of love, we experience the gifts that emerge from it. And so it is. And with that, I am going to bring in Nathan and our practitioner of the day, Nick Michelli, for our invocation song and opening treatment. So take it away, the two ends.
And just for the record, Helen, it's Nick and Nathan. Nick gets top billing. This is a new chant of mine called All in Good Time.
All in good time, all in good time, all is aligned with the divine. I'll heed the signs and be refined until I shine, all in good time.
I welcome everyone to the Sunday celebration of love. Close your eyes if that feels comfortable. And I invite everyone into the world of possibilities, the world of creation, where all choices are on the table. And it's up to each of us to choose, focus, and design our lives as we're called to. I know that I'm a perfect expression of loving creation, and it is truly loving. The universal creative power, what I call God, wants the best for me and wants the best for everyone, and is bringing us and evolving all of us to our highest and best good. And I see this creative power in everyone. I'm grateful for all the bounty that's available for me and for all of the world. I'm grateful for the opportunities to give my gifts to the world and be a part of the transformation. As one experience ends, another begins, and it's all in perfect order, and I give gratitude for that perfection. This is the truth, and I say it with perfect peace. I release the word as law, and I invite everyone to join me in saying, and so it is.
All in good time, all in good time, all is aligned with the divine. I'll heed the signs and be refined until I shine, all in good time, all in good time, all in good time.
That was so beautiful, both of you. Thank you. And you know what was really quite remarkable is when I said, Nathan and Nick, I'm in the middle. I'm between you two. I took myself out, and the two of you just came together so perfectly on screen, but not just on screen, in consciousness, in flow, and in love. So thank you both. That was amazing. And Nick, you're going to stay on with me.
Okay.
Okay, this month, soaking up your good.
Well, I wanted to make a comment about the theme for this month. Last month, we um, we moved on. We left behind what wasn't
Mm,
serving us anymore. Now we're welcoming in the good. What a great complementarity! And isn't that the way creation works? One
yeah,
thing ends and another thing begins.
absolutely. I love it. Yes.
And what I wanted to talk about gratitude because to me that goes completely together with the theme of this month.
Mm, mhm,
And I was thinking how um, ever since I discovered New Thought, um, really a little bit more than 20 years ago, I've been cultivating the attitude of gratitude, and I'd say it's
mm.
as strong now as it's ever been. And I, I'm 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 just feeling it all the time, and I think it's a wonderful way to live. It just really lightens my life to be able to be grateful for what's going on.
Yes, and it really does then allow you to receive even more good than ever before, right? Because that's what gratitude is. It's the bridge between, um, it turns what we have into enough so that we are open to receiving more.
And I just wanted to say a little thing I'm grateful for. Um, a few months ago, in the spring, I became concerned about my finances and went back to a part-time job that I quit 12 years ago. Um, I used to work part time delivering flyers door to door and doing a vigorous walk every time I did that job. And my joke was I quit 12 years ago because I was too old to do that work. But that's not exactly the truth. But but now things have changed. I don't really need the money from the job, but I'm keeping it because it's my fitness program. I've gotten such a great fitness benefit from taking those long walks 3 times a week or 4 times a week, and just another thing to be grateful for.
That's amazing. And you know what I love about that, Nick? So, your comment, well, I was too old to do the job, right? And in all the research I've done around aging, it's always our conscious comes from our consciousness first, how we perceive aging. And one of the things that maybe many of us don't realize is that when we hit 65 or 60, 65, 70, we still have another 30 years of living, not getting ready to die, but living. And so we have to rethink about our whole lifestyle and how we age and what we're going to do with our time. And, to say we retire is one of the most detrimental things we can do to our health. The two major or the two most dangerous years of our life is our first year of life when we're born and the year we retire. I'm putting retire in
Yeah,
quotations because it's like there's a void there, and that's when many health problems start to emerge. So to say, guess what? You're reinventing your life.
and I completely agree. And I've been I've I've been thinking that since I retired, quote unquote, left full time work, I've never been so busy.
Right. Right. We have to abolish the word retirement. it was made up, back in the Industrial Revolution time, and we need to reframe that. Just like we're reframing, the young kids are reframing their gender identity to them versus she or her. A lot of them, they don't want to be put into this box. I mean, that's what, I'm retired puts us into a box. No, I'm evolving. I'm expanding. I'm stepping into a new phase in my life. But like, let's abolish retirement.
Yes, and I agree about evolving, changing. That's a message I want to get out to everyone.
So you could be doing this till you're in your 90s, Nick. No problem. You'll be good. Or you'll be doing something else, more
Yep.
storytelling, more whatever, open to receiving your good, soaking it all up. I'm going to bring up our affirmation for this month. And if you'd like to say it and then have everyone repeat it.
Okay, I'll say it once. I embrace life as it unfolds perfectly around me. And now with me, I embrace life as it unfolds perfectly around me.
Thank you, Nick. I always appreciate your consciousness and how you continue to push the boundaries, the limitations, and expand out beyond them. So thank you.
You're very welcome.
I'm going to bring Nathan back for our feature song.
Thank you, Helen. This is another song of mine. This one is called Here and Now.
All the time we have is now, and all the place we have is here, and all that matters is to live with open hearts and give, 'cause all we have is here and now. So in this moment, let's allow all that's precious to be clear, 'cause all that matters is to love. That's all we're in need of, and all we have is here and now. If we dare let go what's behind us, there's no telling how light we might feel. Let's reclaim the fullness of being and rediscover what's been concealed. What's ahead is nothing but mystery that all our worry won't help to reveal. Best to be relaxed in the present, where all our power to make change is real. All the time we have is now, and all the place we have is here. All that matters is to live with open hearts and give, 'cause all we have is here and now. In this breath is all that's important. In this heartbeat is all that we need. Let's restore the fullness of being and rediscover what's been concealed. Tears of joy the time we have is now, and all the place we have is here, and all that matters is to live with open hearts and give, 'cause all we have is here and now. So in this moment, let's allow all that's precious to be clean, 'cause all that matters is to live with open hearts and give, 'cause all we have is here and now. All that matters is to love. That's all we're in need of, and all we have is here and now. Here and now. Here and now. Here and now.
Beautiful, Nathan. All we have is here and now. Thank you. So my my talk title is It's All Divine Timing. It's all divine timing, and yet all we have is here and now. So allow everything to unfold perfectly. I last Sunday I met God. I did. God is a Scottish drag queen. Yes, God, dressed in a floral power suit, sat in front of me to set the record straight and expound on everything from Noah's Ark to Star Wars and answer humankind's most asked questions on humanity through the eyes of a silly, foul-mouthed, and very, very lovable Scottish deity. Okay, I went to a play. I went to a one-man show. God is a Scottish drag queen. And it was phenomenal. It really was phenomenal. The character played by a Canadian comedian, he's from Vancouver, Mike Delamont, explored the idea of a very human God character, a deity who makes mistakes. And whether that's in pettiness and anger, kindness, silliness, everything in between. It was belly laughing 2 hours of fun. It's so irreverent and so reverent at the same time, so poignant and current. It was such a great piece of theater. And in the second act, he was, I forget what he was talking about. Something about, all the stuff that's going on in the world, climate change, Bitcoin, you name it. And in the most irreverent way. And then all of a sudden, he brought it right to this point of our oneness in our heart space. And it was like literally, I held my breath. I went, and so did everyone else in the audience, because it hit home about how connected we all are. And then he went off on another tangent, and we all started to laugh again. So it was a very brief moment, but I went, oh my God. He got everyone to a place of, we need to love one another. we need to love ourselves. It was a delightful piece of theater to watch. And so, I still giggle about it. I would love to go and see it again, but he was only here for 3 days. He's traveling all over the world with this particular play, and he's at all the fringe festivals. If you ever have a chance to see it, I highly recommend just this. You will laugh so hard and yet just be so inspired by the understanding of our oneness and the power of love at the same time. So there you go. That was divine timing. It was divine timing for sure to go and see that and to laugh so much. I can't remember the last time I have belly laughed so much for such a long period of time. So, divine timing. What is divine timing? It is the belief that everything occurs exactly when it's supposed to. Everything occurs exactly when it's supposed to. We accept that everything that happens in our lives, from the most ordinary to the mundane to the biggest, most expansive, dramatic changes that occur, that is all in divine flow. And that there is something more powerful than all the actions we can take to try and control our lives. And that as we let go, that flow just allows us to be present to ourselves and that expansive, omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent, omniactive, creative source of all life. As Ernest Holmes said, there is a power for good in the universe greater than you are, and you can use it. We don't control this power. We choose to flow with it and flow as it, recognizing that our life is our responsibility, and in every moment we have choice. And the thing is in our humanness, we yearn to control things. And although we want to be in charge of every little aspect of our lives and maybe the lives of others as well, absolute control is impossible. Because despite our efforts, something will always elude our grasp and have its own flow, assume its own flow. It's like you can only dam the flow of the river for so long. It'll find another way to flow. So not being able to assume dominance over certain moments or choices, that can feel very frustrating at times. It can also lead us to disappointment and worry. And that's, part of our human condition as well. I love this quote by Julia Cameron, who wrote The Artist's Way, who takes people on a 12-week journey of tapping into their own creative energy. She says, "Today, I accept divine timing. I allow the pacing of the universe to be my own. I align myself with the tempo of my life precisely as it's unfolding." So, to feel that you're in tempo, in rhythm with your life precisely as it is unfolding. And although, yes, we want to be in flow, there are certain rules that have to be followed if you decided to accept this power for good in your life. And there are a lot of people who don't like rules. It's like, not going to follow those. So if you're one who pushes back against the rules, then you'll be disappointed over and over. There are, whether you call them spiritual laws or rules or divine order, it's the same thing. It's just different languaging. And at some point, it's up to us to surrender, to accept, to embrace the flow of the universe. That's like taking a deep breath. Let's take a deep breath and let go. Let yourself be in the flow of the universe, because our other choice is to rebel or fight against it. And that just creates a whole lot more angst. So it also requires patience on our part. You know, patience is a spiritual practice. I'm going to say that again. Patience is a spiritual practice because it means we let go. We let go of control, and it requires an immense self-control and dedication to ourselves to achieve a state of calm expectancy and unattachment to outcomes. And we talk a lot about calm expectancy when we're teaching affirmative prayer, to know that what we have prayed, what we have expressed and planted into that beautiful subjective field, it is done. It is done. We don't plant seeds and then go and move away the dirt. And it's like, are you germinating down there? No, calm expectancy. It will all germinate and bloom, and I'm unattached to when that happens. I'll just keep tending the soil. I'll keep tending my mind. So once you manage to gain this patience, you'll also expand your viewpoint, and you'll be able to see why certain things show up in their own divine timing. And if you're wondering, why, or if you've been waiting for your prayers to demonstrate, just remember also, if they haven't shown up yet, stay open, because the universe might be keeping something better in store for you. We tend to think we know what's best for us. Let go. So, my question to you is, are you willing to enter your waiting room and be in that calm expectancy and unattachment? Are you willing to enter your waiting room and be in calm expectancy and unattachment? Your waiting room is so powerful and so important that the answer to your prayers depends on how you respond during the wait. I'm going to say that again, because this is something we don't often get. Your waiting room is so powerful because the answer to your prayers depends on how you respond during the wait. Some things are dependent on us being patient and understanding there is divine timing in everything. And if we don't realize this, we miss experiencing the demonstration of our prayers because we lose faith within the process of time. We do live in the world of form, where we do experience time and space. Can you trust in perfect timing? It does require a leap of faith on your side. So there's a great quote from Sanchita Pendi, Lessons from My Garden. Though we plant seeds when we like it and have the freedom to choose the quality of seeds we plant, note that the harvest is brought about by the higher consciousness in its divine timing. It's all divine timing. And so I have a friend who she lived in her home for 17 years. She had the main floor of a home, and she decorated it, had, it was so her. It's such a reflection of her beingness. And then her landlord sold the house, and the new landlord gave her 4 months, just a couple of months ago, to find a new place because he said his daughter was going to move in. And whether that's true or not, we're not really sure. But it came as such a shock that she had to move. And she was speaking to the real estate agent that sold the house because this real estate agent was going to help her find a new place, and said to my girlfriend, better now at the age of I think she's 72, than 5 years from now when you're 77 or 78, because it's easier to do it now. And she went, okay. And, everything just kind of kept happening to her, but it was for her. She had gotten COVID, and she had this really horrendous cough that wouldn't leave, and her ribs were sore, and she had to go on puffers and muscle relaxants, and was going for all these treatments on her body because this cough would wake her up in the middle of the night. And she was stressed about trying to find a new place. She was looking at places, didn't find anything she didn't like. Her rent, was going to double, at least double, because of, she had a really good deal where she was for 17 years, and she had to sort of move up into today's market. And so she was very stressed about that, and she needed a letter of employment, and she needed all these things, and she applied for one place. She didn't get it. She was very, very stressed. And she said, this is the worst summer ever that I've ever had. Why do these things keep happening to me? And I said, whoa, wait a minute. Nothing's happening to you. You have this perfect opportunity to get really, really clear on what you want for your next home. That's probably going to be her last home. She wants to be in a place where she's going to stay. I said, whoops, I just about said her name. I just said, look, you need to really get clear on what it is you want, and know that you are supported by the universe. So she took 2 days and wrote out her vision of what it is she wanted in a home, what every room would feel like, the lighting, how she would feel in it, how she would feel in her office and her living room, her kitchen. She wrote out this whole vision. Well, she's moving into the perfect place for her. It all showed up. It all showed up in divine timing, but she had to get really, really clear about what she wanted to feel, how she wanted it to look, what it was going to, the size of it, all of it. And she found this perfect place. It's absolutely delightful in the area she wanted to live in, and in a price that she can afford. And so it's like, the moment we let go, then the universe will start to work for us. But when we're holding on so tight, and we're stressed, and we're worried, and beating ourselves up, and then we don't feel well on top of it. And I think a lot of the remaining of her cough was a stress cough because she doesn't have it anymore. It was like, okay, it all unfolded perfectly. So can you yourself enjoy what is ever happening for you in the moment, in this present moment, and get really clear on what you envision for yourself, and know that it all happens in divine timing? I'm going to go back to and revisit this quote from Ernest Holmes that I said at the very beginning of service. The truth is true wherever you find it. Remember, sugar is sweet, whether you find it in the sugar bowl or dustpan. It's all there. It's all ready and waiting for us. And so, to know that if we just allow the divine timing to unfold absolutely perfectly, and our job is to be in our true, authentic self, and allow that energy of divine love within us to flow without being attached. So I'm going to finish with another quote of Ernest Holmes, because doing this, the key to surrendering and having faith in divine timing is to give it over to the universe with calmness and faith. So Ernest Holmes says, divine guidance is yours for the asking. The answer to any problem which can ever confront you already exists at the center of your being. It is not enough to merely know that divine guidance exists. You must use it. That's the thing. We need to use it. You must use it consciously, recognizing its source within yourself, and by deliberately calling upon it and expecting it to answer. So, use it. Use it. It's all within you. Call upon it. It will answer. Namaste. Thank you so much for being a part of the service today. And I'm going to quickly go through a few things. One is, first of all, our divine giving affirmation. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give to my spiritual center, I recognize I am the flow of abundance I share with all life. As I give, so I receive. As I give, so I receive. And so it is. And I just want to talk a little bit about our August recipient. So talking about divine timing, just before I was about Judy, I was kind of looking at, okay, who do we give to this month? And I get a phone call from Karen Wright, who's the president of the Greater Contribution. And I met her last November at Global Truth Center, LA. And she's a member of that center. And she runs the Greater Contribution, which is empowering women to work their way out of poverty. And so she said, thank you so much for your donation last December. Here's what's happening in Uganda, because what they do is they loan women money for them to start their own business, and so that they are financially sustainable and independent. They can support their families, they can send their children to school. So, as you know, there's inflation all over the world, and inflation increased in Uganda. The price of food increased by 12%. There was a lot of food insecurity going on. So many of the mothers had started taking their children out of school to use the school fees to feed their families. So the Greater Contribution is working at raising money. They're in $5,000 short of their goal. So she said, "Is there any way you can help?" And I said, "Well, it is kind of divine timing, because I was just looking for an organization for our August development." Oh, sorry, I just realized I had that up. Go away. There we go. And I said, "Yes, we will donate our tithe from this month to the Greater Contribution. And I'm going to donate an extra $300. And I invite you to, as a directed donation to the Greater Contribution, I invite you to consider an extra contribution directed towards the Greater Contribution. And let's support this great organization that is just doing great work in the world. So there you have it. That's what we're doing this month, and that's it for now. We do have a board meeting today at 11:15. Practitioners and board members have the Zoom link. I've emailed it out this morning. If anybody else wants it, you're welcome to join in. And I thank you. I thank you for being a part of the service today, and many blessings to you. With that, I am going to bring Nathan back for our closing song. And it's the perfect song, Nathan. I love it.
I'm glad to hear that, because, divine timing and do it now, they seem diametrically opposed, but of course divine timing is whenever. It could be 5 seconds from now, it could be 5 decades from now.
So. Exactly. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. No, and the thing is, you still have to take action on what comes through you.
Yep.
As Ernest Holmes so clearly stated. So there you go. Do it now.
Okay.
Okay,
good. I'm going to close this morning with a song by two good friends of mine, Freebo and Karen Taylor Good. This is called If Not Now, When?
When I was a young boy, I had these dreams, and time didn't matter, or so it seemed. Now I'm still a dreamer, like I was back then. Time keeps screaming, if not now, when? Hundreds of heartaches and broken down dreams, so many what ifs, and what if I can't? My fear held me captive, caged in a pen. It's time to break free, boy. If not now, when? If not now, when? If not me, who? I can't pretend, 'cause I know it's true. I make this vow, I swear amen. My time isn't now, if not now, when? Doubting and blaming, it's time to let them go. This healing journey can be so slow, but I hear these voices again and again. They keep on calling, not now, when? If not now, when? not me who I can't pretend, 'cause I know it's true. I make this vow, I swear amen. My time isn't now, and not now when. It's time to take the sleep of faith without a net. Hello to destiny and goodbye regret. If not now, when? Not me who I can't pretend, 'cause I know it's true. I make this vow, I swear amen. My time isn't now, if not now, when? If not now, when? Ooh, not now, when? If not now, when?
So do it now, because that could be very much your divine timing.
Amen to that.
Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, everyone, for watching, tuning in. See you next week. Next week is Reverend Fred Wimett. He'll be running the show. So tune in for Rev Fred. And thank you so much, everyone. Bye for now.